You don't start things and not finish them. You don't quit. There's nothing that comes out of quitting besides knowing that you didn't finish. We finish everything. You start it, finish it. If you're going to do it to try to be the best. Not to be better than other people, but to be the best for you. You grind hard so you can play hard. The work you put in will pay off. It could be a year, it could be 30 years, but you keep grinding. Welcome to Big Reptile Talk. As always, welcome to the podcast. This is Big Reptile Talk, the place where we bring people on, see what they got going on, talk to them, get a little bit of knowledge, and have a little bit of fun. Before we start, as always, much love to the sponsors. Please go check out Ozzy Boyd's. He don't need an introduction. He's one of the kings of ball pythons. And of course, please make sure you go show love to Venom Proof Cages. If you keep reptiles, check out their cages. They make some of the best cages in the market. Before, like I said, please, those are sponsors. Go check them out. Before we start, let's go ahead and show some love to the early birds, man. Yo, two-time reptiles. That's my brother right there, man. It's going to be a great show. Thank you for stopping in. Gator Pool Gators is in the building. What is going on, man? Much love to you, man. Gary Kelshaw is here. F&A Balls is here. Big Todd is in the building, man. Low Life Exotic is here. Big Prince is here, man. Morbid Retics, man. Much love, brother. My Animal House is here. Shout out to Bosa Balls, man. Everybody's here. Live Feeding is here. Everybody's here, man. I'm excited for this podcast today, man. We have Reptile Royalty in the building, man. Much love for Feely stopping by, man. That is a good guy right there, man. Reptile Royalty here, man. If you've been to Florida, man, you've been there, man. The Crutchfields, they are legendary, man. And of course, we talked to Tom, but I'm a big believer that behind every good man is an amazing woman. So today, let's bring in the guest, man, Miss Stacy Crutchfield. How are you?
Hi, I'm good.
I am excited to have you here, man.
Thomas.
Mr. Crutchfield in the building, man. So I got to start this podcast off by saying that your family is reptile royalty. How does that make you feel?
I mean, I really don't know what to say about that. We love the reptiles. We love just love what we do. We love the animals.
Right. I mean, your royalty, like if the who's who of reptile keepers, when they're in Florida, they gotta stop by your place. Like, look at Dingo. He was just in the States. Didn't he just stop by and see y'all? Yes,
he was there about a week or two ago.
Man, that is insane. That is insane, man. So before we start this podcast, man, I'm a big fan of Brian Barczyk, and I want to talk about his thumbnails. He makes crazy faces. So before we start the podcast, I want me and you to do a crazy face for the thumbnail on YouTube. Is that okay?
Sure.
All right. So on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. I love it, man. Now, the Crutchfield farm is legendary, man. So I got to ask you, Miss Crutchfield, what is your favorite animal there? One that you just got to see every day.
Oh, God. There's a lot of them. One is the emus. I definitely love my emus. Bill the croc monitor. Everyone sees I post a lot of videos on Bill. Definitely. Right.
Man, Give me a few more that you just love, that you have to see every day.
Roscoe, of course. Everybody loves Roscoe.
Okay. I love it.
I'm trying to think. I mean, when my alligator was here, Squirt, oh God, I loved her.
Right. Now, you are married to one of the kings of the hobby, and y'all have went on some amazing adventures. So I kind of want you to take a time trip with me. I'm going to show a couple pictures, and I want you to tell me, go back in time with me and tell me what was going on in these pictures.
Oh, yes. This was when we were with the Yagua tribe, and the middle was the chief of the tribe. or no, not the middle, the guy on the right. I'm sorry. And the middle is the guy. Supposedly, it's like an inside joke that I married him. I guess we dressed up. They dressed me up like him. Did a dance together. Got a monkey on my head, and apparently I'm married. And the guy's name is Jackson.
Now you said it's called the what? The Bora tribe? Give us a second. Let's see if we can get you back. Give it a second. We're still here. We're still here. Give it a second. When she's coming back, y'all, man. Again, this is Stacy Crutchfield, man. Tom Crutchfield's wife. Just excited to have her here. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, I just went closer to the Wi-Fi.
Oh, excellent, excellent, excellent. So you said what tribe is that?
That's okay.
Now you said what tribe was that?
The Yagua.
The Agua tribe. Where was that in the world?
Yagua. Or Yagua. It's Yagua.
That is insane. Where was that?
In the that we go or work with, do stuff with, and get to meet.
That is insane. That is insane. Now, since you're here,
and just see the way of life and how they live.
That is insane. Now, I gotta ask, because give me 1 second. I want to put this brand back on this our logo. Now I gotta ask, you have, you're married to Tom Crutchfield. Y'all have went on some amazing adventures. What has been your favorite adventure with Tom?
Sorry, you broke up a little.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let's see if we can get it to come back. I said you are married to Tom Crutchfield. Y'all have went on some amazing adventures. So I gotta ask, what is your favorite adventure that y'all have went on?
Oh God, I do have to say the Amazon, because it's the most unique, the most different. It's something not everybody in their lifetime gets to see, and gets to see it from the that we do, like going deep into the jungle.
Right,
so
right,
definitely.
Right. That is insane. Visiting the Amazon, man. And I'm jealous.
Sorry about the chickens, but you're just hours and hours, even days away from any civilization.
Man, I agree. That is insane. To be able to say that you visited.
Is it going off again?
Oh, you're fine. Hold on. You're fine. You're good. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Don't go anywhere. We'll bring her back in, and we'll see if that does it. Give it a second. Don't go anywhere. You're good. Give it a second. So to say that you visited the Amazon, that is insane, man. So I gotta ask this too, man. Like, you are dedicated to animals, and I want to show you something that just blew my mind away. When you married Tom, y'all got married at the facility, didn't you? Am I correct?
Sorry, what? Hold on,
I said when you married Tom, y'all got married at you.
Here.
Try and go back inside. You could go back inside. Can you go back inside a little bit?
Yeah, let me try.
Let's try and see if it'll get a little better inside.
Yeah, I was just going close.
Because I'm excited to have you here. Like I said, your family, man, it's just awesome. Let's give it a second to pick back up. I'm gonna bring you back in. Don't go anywhere. I'll bring you back in a second. Let's see if we can get you to pick back up. That's a lot better. That is a lot better. I said that we were talking, I said that you dedicated your life to animals, and your wedding is proof of it. If I'm not mistaken, you married him you married Tom at the facility, didn't you?
Yes, we did at the farm. My
Well,
gator was actually
we
there.
might have to do a phone interview. We might have to try for tomorrow and do a phone interview. Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me?
I keep because it's showing a mine going to like service Wi-Fi.
Okay, now you're back. I said that when we were talking about y'all getting married at the facility, that is insane, man. I I couldn't imagine it, man. So now I got to talk about your farm. If you've had so many amazing people visit the Tom Crutchfield farm. If you could have any celebrity in the world visit the farm, who would it be and why?
Oh God, there's a few. I mean, if Betty White was still alive, obviously her. I mean, who wouldn't say Betty White? I know Ricky Gervais is a huge animal lover. Snoop Dogg for. That's what I wanted to do for my 40th birthday last year, was just to smoke one with him.
Oh, that is dope. You hear that? I would love to see Snoop smoking with Stacy Crutchfield. That would be insane, man. Now, I got to ask
that would
this.
Be fun.
Right. What is up, Fungus Queen? Now, I got to ask this. You deal with animals on a daily basis. So what's been your worst bite at the farm?
Actually, I've been bitten on the nose by an alligator.
What?
Yes, it was my fault. I was feeding her. It was December. It was a colder, like Florida colder morning, and she doesn't eat every day. So pretty much I was giving her some shrimp on forceps.
Yeah.
And just to see if she wanted it, and she didn't really. I rubbed it on the side of her face. She didn't want it. Then I dropped it into the water by accident. And if she wants it bad enough, she'll go down to like sideways with her head and she'll grab it. And she didn't do that. So I'm like, okay, let me grab it out. And I'm like right there and the gator's right under me. And I'm like, okay, I've trained her. She doesn't jump. I went to lean over and my hair must have just brushed her the right way. But really quick, I didn't even feel a bite. I saw like a drop of blood on the concrete. And for a second, I'm like, oh, it's just a rat. And I'm like, wait, I don't have a rat. I ran into the bathroom and was like with a washcloth over my face, and I'm in there literally for like 10 minutes like, oh my God, what am I going to tell Tom? What am I going to tell Tom? What am I going to tell Tom? Oh my God. And I was just going to put a Band-Aid over it, but I ended up needing, it wasn't bad. I have pictures of it. Needed some stitches, but eventually I just told Tom the truth. I'm like, he's going to know if I'm lying or not.
That is hilarious. Now you see those videos of the people opening the alligator's mouths and sticking their head in. Have you ever done that before?
No. I haven't even stuck my hand in.
I love it, man. Now, I want to have a little fun, man. I got to give you a hot seat question, okay?
All right.
And you got to pick one. So let's say you were on a boat and you seen two people drowning and you only had one life jacket to throw on. Two people drowning. Who are you going to save? Joe Exotic or Carol Baskin?
Oh God. I hate to say this, but maybe Joe Exotic.
I love it, man. I love it. I love it, man. It's just all for fun, man. Now, I want to talk about this because a lot of people might not know this. I'm lying. You're a celebrity. What made you say, you know what? I no longer want to be a respiratory therapist. I want to dedicate my life to animals.
I've always loved animals, and even when I was a respiratory therapist, let me back up from the dog.
You're fine.
But if she sees me, she barks. But I had an iguana and a beardy up in Connecticut. Connecticut laws are much stricter than Florida, so we can't have anything as fun as you can here. And I just ended up, long story short, with an ex who I had to get away from, and I just went out of Connecticut. It was so expensive. Like, even a one-bedroom apartment that I had, and I was making almost $30 an hour. I could barely afford that 1-bedroom apartment. It's just,
Wow.
I just need it out. Plus, I don't like winter.
Well, you made a great decision because, like I said, you have elevated to, like I said, legendary status. Now I want to talk about Florida because Florida is the mecca of reptiles, and y'all are smack dab there, right in the middle of it. And I gotta ask this: with Florida tightening down on their laws, and they want to ban everything. So my question to you is if they keep tightening down, do you ever see you and Tom leaving Florida if Florida keeps getting so strict on the reptile laws?
I mean, I don't see it because there's nowhere else. I mean, even North Florida is too cold for a lot of reptiles to keep outside year round like we do. So, I mean, it'll be hard to just do it anywhere. Even Ocala or even Palm Beach gets cold.
Right. I feel you. Now we got to talk about Tom, and this is gonna be like a 2-part question.
Mm-hmm.
You are married to an icon, and you're an icon yourself. So my question to you is, what has been your favorite part about being around Tom? And then I also want you to reverse that. What do you think Tom's favorite part is about being around you?
Oh, well, I mean, Tom and I actually get along. Believe it or not, we rarely get in arguments or fights or anything close to that. So, I mean, we do get along. We both love the animals. It's just, I mean, I wouldn't have been exposed to as many animals if it wasn't for him, like the croc monitors for sure.
Right.
But I mean, we have a good time.
I love it, man. I'm jealous. I gotta come down there, man. Now
come on down.
I'm planning on it. Now I gotta show this picture, man, because it's so iconic, man. So tell me what's going through your mind in this picture right here. You're freaking holding a cobra, man. Talk about this picture right here.
Yes, this was actually it was when I got the leggings from a friend when LuLaRoe was a thing. One of my friends had snake leggings and I bought them because how could I say no? And I told her I would get a really cool picture for her in the leggings to put on her site. And that's Purple People Eater, who's excellent at hooding, and hey, it's a fun picture.
Did you ever, before you got into reptiles, did you ever think you'd be working with cobras and a lot of venomous species?
No. Not anything to that degree.
Right. I love it, man. I love it. Now, you work with so much. Is there something you want to work with that you haven't worked with?
Oh, God. Right now, trying to think. Well, I always told Tom to get me a tuatara, but I don't know how likely that'll be.
You should get one. You got to have that animal, that dream animal. Once you get it, make some good videos and all that, man. Now, I got to ask this.
Yeah, or the other one I keep joking about is getting a male capuchin. But at the same time, we're kind of against it because usually if you get a captive bred one, you're taking a baby away from its mother. It, in a way, is kind of cruel. So.
Right. Now I gotta ask this. I talked to you through Facebook, right? Now I gotta ask. Facebook. We all talk about it. The reptile groups. They're detrimental because everybody thinks they know everything. So my question is, you're around Tom and you have so much knowledge. So do you ever go into like the reptile Facebook groups and just show people like I got more knowledge than you think you know everything? I'm Tom Crutchfield White.
I don't go in as much just because of the drama, and no matter how much knowledge you have, even people sit there and tell Tom he's an idiot, and it's like, do you even know who you're talking to? So no matter what you say, it's like I just stay away from the drama. I mean, if something comes up on my wall and they want me to answer it, or I see something interesting and to post a picture, I will. But usually I just try to keep it pretty chill.
Right. I was like, in my mind, I imagine Stacey Crutchfield going in and thing like, do you know how much knowledge I got? Let me show you.
Oh, I've done it on a few things. And like, there was actually a video of showing the road to the Amazon from Machu Picchu. And I put on there because it showed in the video that chief of the Agua that you showed the picture of me in. And I said, listen, I know this guy. I've been to the area. There is no road to the Amazon from Machu Picchu or anywhere. You got to get there by plane. And people were like insulting me, getting mad. He's like, how dare you ruin the experience? Like, I'm like, fine, go try to walk it yourself. Go.
Right,
There is no way over the mountains. I mean, it's out there.
I love it, man. I love it, man. Now, I want to show another pic, man, because when I seen it, I laughed. I enjoyed it, man. So I want you to tell me, what's going on in this picture right here.
Oh, God. There's always the joke where Tom keeps me in a cage. And a few times I just pose the bottom one where I'm laying down. Ray Hunter was over and he was extracting from the cobras that day. So he took one of the kings out when they were in there. We have a much, much bigger cage for Naga now that's like been special built and 10 times the size. So after, since I fit in there, they had me just scoop everything out and clean it. And then I just posed there like it was my cage.
Right. I love it, man. I love it. Your life, man, is just so incredible, man. So I want to give you, a hot seat question. I want to have a little fun. So let's say I'm a movie producer and I'm making a movie about the Crutchfields. What actor, any actor in the world, who was playing Stacy?
Oh, God. Honestly, funny question, kind of reversed. My nickname as a kid was Punky. I don't know if you remember the show Punky Brewster.
I do.
Okay, so that just makes me sound old. But when I was a kid, that was my nickname because the show was on and I looked like her when I was younger. And my mom always had my hair in pigtails. So whoever played Punky Brewster Soleil Moonfry, she should play me.
I'd pay to watch that.
Huh?
I said I'd like to see that.
That would be interesting.
Right. Now I gotta mess with you a little bit. And if I don't like your answer, I'm gonna tell Tom. I'm gonna say, hey, you got to get rid of. If I don't like your answer, I'm gonna say, Tom, you got to get rid of her, dog. Now, my wife gets really mad, and she's here. I'm really hard to buy gifts for because if my wife asks me anytime, what do I want? I always say it's a snake or something reptile related. So my question to you is, what's the best reptile gift you ever got, Tom?
Oh, God. I mean, one of the most exciting things we got, even when it wasn't an actual gift, was when the JJ, the croc monitor from Jimmy, was born, through parthenogenesis.
Yeah.
That was just like not even just the fact that we bred it, but we did it without a male. The egg actually hatched. He's actually outside thriving.
No, I can't accept that answer. I want to know something that you got personally and say, hey, baby, here you go.
Oh, God, what has Tom not had?
That is funny, man. Like my wife, anytime she asks, she's like, Derek, it's Valentine's Day. What do you want? Derek, it's our year anniversary, 2-year anniversary. It's your birthday. It's Christmas. What do you want? I always say a snake. And she'd be like, shit.
But what has he not had?
I love it, man. Now, you being on that field, farm, you have seen, Fungus Queen, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. You have seen so many animals being birthed. We all breed animals. I don't know if y'all are still kind of into it a little bit, but my question to you is, being on the farm, what is the animal birth that when you seen it, it just wowed you?
Well, like I said before with the croc monitor, because it was so rare to breed it and to have it, and we actually had 2 hatched at separate times. The second one actually passed away, and we think the reason why the second one passed away is because it was female. Because usually through parthenogenesis, when they reproduce, it's always a male. The female gene is fatal, and it's been known to pretty much they die before they even hatch in the egg. And this one actually hatched. So they're actually doing a paper in genetics and everything, testing it now. So not only parthenogenesis, but a female.
I love it, man. Now, since we're talking about breeding too, we know Tom has sent animals all over the world, and he's the king. So my question to you is that if you could sell anybody a snake, we ain't talking about a celebrity visit. If you could sell anybody in the world a reptile, I should say, who would it be?
Oh, geez. Well, I definitely want somebody who would take care of the snake and give it a good home for sure. So,
Right.
but, oh God. Like I said, I would have given Betty White one because I know she loves snakes. She wouldn't hurt it. Like I said, Snoop Dogg, just because, I don't know, I have this obsession with having to smoke a joint with him.
That, do you know how epic that would be? Stacy Crutchfield selling Snoop Dogg a snake.
I don't know if he likes snakes though.
That would be insane, man. We need to make that happen. Thank you, Fungus Queen, for the super chat. Thank you, Bosa Ball, for the super chat. Now I gotta ask, you're on the farm, man. Of course, you need supplies. I'm sure y'all get them, delivered to your house now. But in the beginning, when you weren't getting them delivered or dropped off to the house, when you were going out to get supplies for your reptiles, how often were you recognized like, oh shit, that's Miss Crutchfield?
Actually, not as often. I mean, there's been times like usually when I go to Publix, one of the ladies in the pharmacy and one of the kids that works in produce always says hi. I mean, there's been a few times at Petco. Somebody asked me something about reptiles. I'm trying to think. One time, Tom and I were leaving the dentist, and another woman was like, "Hey, fellow reptile lovers."
That's insane, man. Let me tell you something. If somebody recognized me, if somebody say, "Oh shit, that's Derek's reptiles," I'm telling my wife I'm not taking out the trash no more.
I'm usually the one that does that.
I'm telling her I'm famous, man. Now, I want you to kind of think back. I don't know if you and Mr. Tom still go herping, but even if you do, cool. But I want you to, go back, in your memory bank. Give me a fun story of when you guys were out herping. Something fun that you found, something fun that happened. Your best find or a crazy herping story.
Oh, gee, I'm trying to think. I mean, the Amazon probably has some of the best stories. Yeah, I know there's a ton of stories from the Amazon, but every night usually they go out on a night hunt or a night walk, I should say, not a hunt. So we don't hunt or kill anything, but we just look for reptiles and other things. I mean, one time we found a fertile ants in a tree and right below the branch, so everyone kind of had to go through. Another time, Tom was on a boat with someone on the trip, and I guess it was nighttime, and when it's dark out there, it's dark. Something jumped on his lap, we weren't sure. He thought it was a piranha or something, I don't know what, or those pink dolphins or whatever, and he just screamed bloody murder.
That'd be something though. You in a completely pitch black area and a snake, you don't know if it's venomous, you don't know what it is, lands in your lap. I probably would have crapped on myself.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the only light you have is a flashlight. I mean, there's no, light pollution like you see in the cities or anywhere else. It's, what they have you do sometimes, just turn off your flashlight in the jungle. Everybody, just turn off all the lights and look, and you can't even see your hand in front of you. It's, pure darkness.
Insane, man. Insane. I'm jealous, man. I'm jealous. If I had it, I'm going to tell you something. And I don't care what nobody say. I got my wife. I love my wife. But if I ever met you in person, Miss Crutchfield, I'm going to have an Uno reverse card because I'm going to give it to you. That means you have to take my life, and then I'm going to take your life so me and Tom can go herping.
Hey, well, if you ever come down, we can. Vanessa usually likes to go out at night with everyone because sometimes I stay back with Tom if he stays in because, I mean, I don't want to leave him alone either because one time, he fell, to put it nicely.
Right.
But,
you want him to be safe.
Yeah, so I do sometimes, but a lot of times if we do, I mean, Vanessa's always available. Her and her son Elijah, they just went this Saturday with friends, and they actually saw a bear.
Was out in the herping, and a bear walked by.
They were in I don't know exactly where in the Everglades, but they saw a bear at a distance. And they got it on. She posted a video on her wall. It was actually that would have been a first for me.
That is insane. Like y'all life is just so fun. Like I love animals. I'm jealous. I live in the city. I want to live on a farm. Just let me be a stable hand. That's all I want. I don't even
Hey, I
need
lived
no
in the Bronx. I lived.
now.
I'm from Connecticut. I lived East Hartford, which is right next to Hartford. I lived in the Bronx for a little bit, so I lived in the city too. But
Right. I love it, man. I love it. Now I gotta talk about, breeding. I love snakes. I love people that breed snakes. So my question to you is when can we get time to breed a couple snakes and we get that Stacy Crutchfield snake morph?
well, he doesn't do much with venomous anymore because of his right arm.
Yeah.
But damn.
Even if he just breed a couple corn snakes and he comes out with like the Stacy Crutchfield morph, I would like one.
Well, right now, we're trying. Our last year, we're going to try with the Manxian vipers.
Oh, wow.
It's just that we think as cold as we get it in the room, it just doesn't get cold enough here compared to where they're from. But I'm trying to think. We just bred my boa constrictor, my Colombian boa. She just had a bunch of babies.
Right. That it is just so much knowledge, so much fun, man. I just appreciate you being here. Now, you and your husband are, icons in the hobby. So my question to you is, let's say we had every reptile keeper watching this podcast in the whole wide world right now. What's one thing you would tell all keepers?
One is to make sure you have a proper enclosure, proper heating, just enough where the animal can live a happy life. Because you could keep it somewhere, have it mate, reproduce, all the other stuff, and it still not be happy. You want the animal to be happy.
Right. I get it. That's just excellent advice. Excellent advice, man. Now I gotta talk about this situation, and I don't want to bring up, bad memories, but I want to give you my plan, and I want you to see what you think about it. We all seen it. We've seen it on YouTube. We've seen it when Brian Barczyk kind of covered it. We all know your animals got stole. Now I want to give you a plan, and I want to see what you think about it. This is what I would do if I was y'all. First off, you got to get you about 5 Rottweilers. And then you got to get you about 4 or 5 of those pairs that talk. So when they see somebody, it's like, oh shit, somebody's here.
Yeah, well, we have a pit bull. But I'm sure, if she comes, she'll bark. But if you pet her, she'd probably be your best friend. But
now, see, you need some of those birds, those toucans. What are you have real excellent animal knowledge.
And
what
we
are
used to have geese. The geese we have live down the road at Robert is here now, but we used to have 2 geese. And they would even scream at me and Tom if we walked out the door. They scream at a ball or a rock. So, if they were there, we would have known something. And that just kills me. And the part of the reason we did is when people film or do anything to come to the farm. See, every time something makes noise, the peacocks go off.
Right. But now, see, well, you need some of those birds that talk, and you can train them. As soon as you get it trained, you can have it outside. When somebody walks up, he's like, "Oh shit, somebody's here."
Yeah. Well, now we have more security and other stuff, and right after it happened, it was like the paranoia part where Vanessa and Elijah actually slept out in the rat buildings all night, waiting for them to come back. The bedroom that I sleep in is in the back of the house, and the window's right there facing the back cages with the croc monitors, all that. Then there's spotlights, and every time it goes on, doesn't matter if it's like 2, 3 in the morning, even still now, like months later, I like jump up, turn around, I'm like looking out the window and checking to make sure.
Right.
Most of the time, it's a cat or a Cuban tree frog, but still.
All right, well, we won't talk about it no more. I know it's super traumatic. I just wanted to kind of give you that plan, get you about 5 Rottweilers, a couple pairs that could just be like, hey, somebody's out here.
We know who did it. It's just a matter of getting the cops and detectives to do a bit more. It's just...
Right.
But we know who did it.
Right. Now let's keep on track about the farm. I want to, ask you, I know you have so much knowledge, you work with all the animals, but in your opinion, what do you think has been the most difficult species for you guys to keep?
The key, There's a few. I mean, the croc monitors definitely, because they require a lot of space. I mean, not all of them are like Bill or Jimmy. And Jimmy was the one that was stolen, but none of. I mean, we have two others that are not like that. Like I would never put my face near them. One of them I won't even really pet because she's not familiar yet. But I mean, they can be dangerous. I mean, I actually sliced my finger open on Bill's tooth, and he didn't even bite me. He had a little snaggle tooth sticking out. I fed him an egg instead of moving, like separating my hand and pulling it back. I kept it like that. Just scratched it lightly and actually cut it pretty deep to the bone. And this was when COVID started. So, you know, being in the medical field and not wanting to go to the hospital for stitches when COVID's going on, this is the beginning. I just fixed it up myself.
Nice. Nice. I love it, man. I love it, man. This is insane, man. Thank you for being here. Now, I got to give you an idea, you know, because I'm a hustler. I like making money. Now, you're around all these monitors, these crocodiles, and all these monitors and lizards. You know, you gotta hustle. Now, like, let's say these, you know, I'm not familiar with monitors and crocodiles, but I'm assuming, you know, through the years they lose teeth. Am I correct?
They use, oh, yes.
So, you know,
actually, they shed them throughout their life. And I know alligators and crocodiles. There's a crocodile that used to live in Flamingo in the Everglades. And I don't know if she's still there, but we used to see her all the time, and her name was Toothless. Because she's older and had no teeth.
Well,
she always hung out by the boat dock because people, even though it's illegal, you know, people throw the fish guts over, do whatever, and that's how she was staying alive.
Well, I'm gonna give you a hustle idea, you know, that I would love to see. You know, Stacy Crutchfield's croc teeth necklaces.
What?
I said I'd like to see Stacy Crutchfield's alligator teeth necklaces.
Ooh, I gotta get some teeth. I actually have a few croc monitor teeth because when Bill, like when they shed or come out, he just lets me take them right off his face. He doesn't even care.
Wow, that's insane. That is insane, man. Now, I got to ask, you know, since this is going to be on YouTube, you know, my question to you is, who are some of your favorite reptile YouTubers?
Oh God, I mean, I'm friends with most of them, so it's hard to say, and I don't want to leave anybody out.
I know you love Chandler, Savannah, and Tyler.
Oh yeah, I know Chandler's been here. Brian Barczyk's been here. Dav Kaufman's been here. Tyler Nolan. Oh God.
We love all of them. We love them all. But who's your favorite?
Oh God, I'm having a brain fart. He's in California.
Jay Brewer.
Yes, because he actually the the Gaboon Viper. He always shows a lot. He got from us. But Jay's in here. He's fun. So
let's rewind it. You telling me the Crutchfield sold Jay Brewer some animals?
Yeah.
Icons, man. Y'all are icons, man. I love it, man. Now,
Jay's a cool guy.
I love it, man.
He's
you know
fun.
When do you ever see yourself like going out there, maybe shooting some YouTube videos at Jay's place?
I don't know. I mean, we've been trying to get a YouTube channel going. But the biggest problem is none of us here really are good with technology and how to put it together and do it. And the one person that we had that was trying to help out lives like 5 states away, which makes it difficult. So, and then just having to keep up with it and the times, and it means kind of hard. I don't know how people do it, but
you see, that's why all the bigger people, you know, they have the editors, you know, like Brian, I think he has the editor, you know, Nerd, mm-hmm. They have Donnie, and Jay has somebody. You got to get somebody, just be like, hey, put an ad on your Facebook.
We've put out there, and nobody local knows or is interested. I mean, I could barely do my TikTok.
What? That is a offer of a lifetime to come video on the Crutchfield farm.
Oh yeah, I mean, people do. I mean, Jay has, Brian Barczyk has, Tyler has, Dav Kaufman, like all the ones I've said, they've all come here and film.
Incredible. That is insane, man. That is insane, man. So I think you already answered this question. I think you were talking about Bill. I was going to ask you, what's the animal that you just are like, no, I'm not messing with. That's all time. I think you were talking about Bill. You just like, I ain't fooling with him.
Oh no, Bill's. I'm sorry if I keep going, putting my ear up to the phone. It's peacocks, but
Yeah.
no, Bill is my baby.
Oh, Bill's your man.
Like
So
when he first,
what's the animal that you just like? That's one that I'm not gonna fool with. That's Tom. I ain't fooling with that thing. It's me.
um, I mean, there are pictures in with me with that big retic we had, Bertha. But I only went in when Tom was there, and the only time we have pictures is in the winter, and she doesn't eat because when it's warm out, she would target me out of 10 people to eat me. That snake I would not mess with. I mean, at least a venomous snake, you get bit and you have a chance to get to the hospital and get anti-venom. You're being constricted by a 20-foot, 200-pound reticulated python. You got no chance.
Right. Now, since we're talking about bites, man, I gotta ask. And and this is nothing against Tyler. Tyler's a good, also awesome guy. He's done my podcast. Were you there when Tyler got bit?
When Tyler? Yes.
So were you shocked? What was going through your mind when he got bit by that cobra?
At first I was just like, did he get bit? And I saw him like move his arm up like this to get the snake off, and I'm like, uh-oh.
You were in just shock, disbelief.
Well, I actually, knowing from having to call 911 before and how useful they are, I just called Jeff Fobb from Venom 1 on his cell phone myself before we even left the driveway. Because last time I had to call 911 for something, I think it was actually Patty got bit first. They were like, oh, well, you can call Venom 1, blah, they didn't even know what they're doing. Then we had to drive her all the way to the end of the road to meet the ambulance. So...
You know what? I'm a firm believer. Like I said, I love Tyler. I'm a firm believer that he got bit at the right spot. And what I mean is being there with you guys really helped save his life.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, I had Jeff Fobb on the phone and Venom 1 dispatched before we even left the driveway. And then at least with snake bites, because a few times he like been to the hospital or have doctors call us or other people call us when they've been bitten, and doctors are pretty clueless. Most of them. I mean, when we had someone who got bit and we brought him to the hospital. I mean, not that bite. It sounds like bites happen here a lot. I think I've seen 3 in like 7 or 8 years.
Insane, man. Insane.
But that was from milking the cobras. And this is someone who like self-immunizes with the venom and knows everything there probably is to know. And the doctors, like for an elapid bite, a cobra bite, they tried to give him crofab, which is for vipers. And then they're trying to put like a tourniquet on. I mean, it's like, and luckily Vanessa was there too and was like guided them through it. And same thing with Tyler. Like, good thing Tom was there and Jeff Fobb was there to guide them through it because, man.
Right. I agree, man. I definitely agree. Now, I gotta say this, man. Before I talked to Tom before, and I remember he said he was kind of downsizing a little bit, and if I might be saying stuff wrong, so don't like actually quote me. But he was on one of my podcasts. He said he was kind of downsizing a little bit. So this leads into the next question of, before y'all are, the Crutchfields are, or he is done with the hobby, or not as one to keep as many things. I would like to see some Crutchfield products. When can we get some Crutchfield hooks?
We've actually thought about it, and we're just trying to find someone for T-shirts and do other stuff. Or what? And would that actually make enough money? Or how much would people want? What would they want?
Yes, we will. Let me tell you, as a consumer, let me tell you what I want. I want Crutchfield hooks, Crutchfield shirts, and Crutchfield enclosures.
We could. Oh, I mean, we were thinking like T-shirts, but
I love it. See, hey, T-shirts will work too. I think people would go nuts for some Tom Crutchfield shirts.
Yeah, we were just thinking small at first, but actually, I never even thought about hooks or anything like that.
Yes.
Even we have a few friends that actually make hooks, so.
Yes, Miss Crutchfield, you got the hustle. Even if you don't do enclosures, to get you like 10 hooks. Say these are Crutchfield hooks and see how fast they sell. And it'll let you know if there's a business there or not.
I got to get in contact with some of the guys, see.
Well, you almost gave us an amazing hour, man. I told you I was going to keep you about 30, 45 minutes, man.
No rush.
a couple more questions before we leave, man. Can you tell us something about Miss Crutchfield that nobody knows?
Oh, geez. What does nobody know? That's a good question. I mean, I tell people, I always joke and tell people I'm a pot smoking hippie vegetarian.
I love it, man. I love
Just
it. I
like,
heard that.
Yeah, I mean, I smoke pot, whatever. And then, I mean, I'm a hippie. I'm all for like equal love, you know, peace, whatever. Just you treat me, I treat you the way you treat me. And I'm a vegetarian.
Hey, that's information nobody knows. I love it, man. I love it. Now, I got to give you a hot seat question.
Mm-hmm.
And we love everybody. This ain't to shame anyone. It's just for fun. Let's say that you need a job, right? You need to work to live. Let's say there's only 3 jobs in the whole entire world.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you going to work? Let's say there was Brian Barczyk's Reptarium, Jay Brewer's Prehistoric Pets, or Gatorland with Savannah. There's only 3 jobs. Where are you going?
Damn. One thing about Brian I would say no to is he lives up north. That was the only thing. I don't want to live where there's winter anymore.
Yeah, it gets real cold up there.
Yeah. I don't know. I like all 3 of them. They're all fun people.
You gotta pick one. We love everybody. Where you going?
Yeah, and another one that would be nice to work with that I like a lot too is Mark McCarthy.
Oh yeah, McCarthy Sanctuary. Yeah. Oh,
yes.
They're
I've
amazing.
been there. I mean, he goes out of his way for the animals. He does a really good job. I mean, he really truly loves the animals too.
And I'm gonna tell you something. And this is just me talking on my podcast. So I reached out to McCarthy, their sanctuary or whatever. I was like, I really want you to get y'all on my podcast. And they were the same as Tom. So I got Tom before, but I'm gonna tell you what he said. I'm a horrible morning person. I hate waking up. So I've had Tom on the podcast, and I was like, man, you're an amazing place for knowledge. I would love to get around too for you. And he's like, yeah, man, I got a surgery coming up. Let's do it after the surgery, man. I'm down. And I was like, great. What day is good for you? He said, this day, 9:00. I said, oh, no, sir. 9:00 in the morning, sir. I'm not even gonna be awake.
Oh, usually I don't get much of a choice. I'll sleep till 9:30 if I'm lucky, but.
And I reached out to McCarthy. I said, and keep on, I like doing them during the evening. I feel like people getting off from work and kind of tune in after they've had a little dinner, kind of sit down and watch a podcast about reptiles. So I reached out to the sanctuary and I was like, yeah, I'd love to get you on. He's like, let's do it. And I was like, what time? He said 8 a.m. And I think he's an hour before me. So it really be 7 a.m. for me. And I was like, oh, we'll work it out, sir, eventually. I said,
we're morning people. I mean, we're up because the animals and Tom's 2 grandchildren, Vanessa's 2 children. One's going to be 7 on Friday, and the other's going to be 6 next month. They're in school, so I mean, they're up to bring them to school. Right.
And you got to be up really to kind of take care of your animals, because one better time when you wake up, just immediately get the care, get the the enclosures cleaned, fresh food, fresh water.
And it's easier. And plus, in the summer here, because it's so hot and humid, like where I'm sitting right now in a chair outside, if it's really muggy, like my hair looks like I just got out of a swimming pool. It's easier to do in the morning before it gets like boiling hot.
That makes sense. I was just giving McCarthy Sanctuary and Tom a hard time.
No, he's awesome though. I do love him.
Yeah, right there, amazing people, man. So, last question, man. Like I said, you gave us an amazing hour. I want to pick your brain and see what you think about this before we get out of here. I watch a lot of YouTube, and there are a lot of conspiracy theories or conspiracy theorists. I don't know if you ever heard about it. A lot of people think, out there that there's a reptilian race that, they're in the government, they've infiltrated, high level ranking officials. Have you ever heard about that?
Oh, God. I have a funny story about that. When we were in the Amazon, actually, I won't say who because he's a fairly famous person.
Yeah.
He actually was hallucinating on something and he swears that there were reptilian aliens at the camp we were staying at, and he saw lights. Like he like literally swears to God, like, and I don't know if it was just I don't know if he was tripping or what. And then after that, other people kept saying that they saw lights too, but nobody thought about it till he said it. So I'm kind of like, I mean, it could be just, you know, a lot of the Indians that live around the camp, you know, have flashlights. They're out at night. I mean, other people are out herping at night. So, I mean, I don't know what those lights were. I didn't see anything.
So you kind of like people crazy. They on some shrooms. Ain't no such thing as no reptilian race.
But he like literally swears to God that when we were in the Amazon that they were at the camp we were at.
Funny. That is hilarious, man. Well, Miss Crutchfield, don't go anywhere, man. This I'm getting ready to end the podcast. This was an amazing hour. I just want to say thank you so much. I had a freaking blast talking to you. You have a lot of knowledge and you're fun to talk to.
Thanks. I had fun.
Don't go anywhere. I'm going to end this podcast. I'm going to say thank you to the people in the chat. Thank you, Moon Over Miami. Thank you, Fungus Queen, Venom Wonderful, Bosa Balls, everybody that showed up, Reese's Pythons, everybody. Just thank you so much for showing up. This is amazing. This is iconic to be able to talk to one of the Crutchfields. These are icons in our reptile hobby. So everybody, just thank y'all for showing up. Until next time, Cold-Blooded Monster said awesome live. People really enjoy listening to you.
Well, thanks.
All right, don't go anywhere. I'm gonna take us backstage, and I want to say thank you backstage one more time. Mm-hmm. Great interview. Everybody's great interview. Low Life Exotics, great interview. Cold-Blooded Monster is awesome. All right, don't go anywhere. How awesome is that, man? Stacy Crutchfield. This is Tom Crutchfield's wife. Fortman, great show, great interview. Thank you so much. You know, the Crutchfields are staples in our hobby. If you keep reptiles, you know the Crutchfields are. It was definitely fun talking to her. Please, shout out to everybody in the chat. Much love to the channel sponsors. Please go check out Ozzy Boyd's and Venom-Proof Cages. Until next time, man, this is Big Reptile Talk, and we out of here. You don't start things and not finish them. You don't quit. There's nothing that comes out of quitting besides knowing that you didn't finish. We finish everything. You start it, finish it. If you're going to do it to try to be the best. Not to be better than other people, but to be the best for you. You grind hard so you can play hard. The work you put in will pay off. It could be a year, it could be 30 years, but you keep grinding. Welcome